Like, I don't know what it is with Pinky. He has these statements, like, he mentioned me and called me a neek and said, the way I speak means that I've never been in a trap, which, it's just so weird for someone to say because being articulate is clearly a problem nowadays. And, it's not like I was putting on this voice or doing anything like that. And, it's just so hard for people who have no common sense or understanding of anything to understand that, I'm speaking in articulate voice so people can really understand. Because when we switch to the clip, sometimes it's very hard to decipher what you lot are saying because when you're saying, yeah, I'm saying, I'm saying, it's a bit, apprehensive. People just don't like that sort of language. So I make it clear for the audience of what's going on. But Pinky, like again, makes these statements which have no basis or merit for anybody. Like you could literally throw them away.
Yeah, and I had to watch some other point, whatever the fuck, yeah, and he kind of annoyed me a bit because you saying too much things and trying to insinuate that man don't know BI and bruv. You, by the way you talk, unique. I can tell you ain't done a day in my shoes, bro. So allow it. Like you ain't done it. You ain't never been in a bandeezy. You don't know what you're talking about. Like this is another thing as well. How dare you lot act like man can't fucking. It's like these reporters that report on hood shit trying to tell me that I should report on hood shit. They shouldn't report on hood shit. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And if anybody should be reviewing pods and stuff like that, it's the people that's actually in them.
So like the thing is, Pinky seems to think that by my voice, I haven't been in the trap or done any of these things. Now, I'm not this guy who's going to start talking about all these different things, but I am fully aware that, Pinky just made the observation of the fact that you give people percentages of your line, which is absolutely not true. And I know that for a fact. And I'm not going to go and start informing on myself like these guys like to do. But I'm just saying, if you're going to tell me anybody who does this thing will be able to tell you that that is a load of nonsense. So I actually don't understand why you're trying to make this a thing. You know full well that unless you never had a line and never had to do this, yeah, no one turns around and says to their worker they're getting a percentage. And I'm telling you, we can speak to the most ex-trappers who have stopped doing this thing and they will tell you that exactly. So guys, for this one I want to talk about failed rapper / podcaster Pinky Notes. Now recently he was one of the most viral RTM characters. He was known on there for being bullied and getting cussed and pressured by Chronic and Young Spray. So recently he's left the show after, just taking too much stick, especially from the Raffle episode. And he's, been going around and doing the rounds and trying to, get people more interested in his podcast, which is actually going to be about RTM. So he's been saying a few things and he's been getting things off his chest. And he's really annoyed at Bionic Steve and Irrelevant TV, who, well, I'm not sure about Bionic, to be fair, how much he does. And I don't think he's that bad. But Irrelevant TV is just really relentless on Pinky. And he is so annoyed about this. And this has come to this situation with, Pounds and other situations which have arisen to make it look kind of bad for Pinky. And to be honest with you, it's not really that bad, but it's the way that he carries himself in these situations, which in the end, just puts him at fault. Let me show you this clip from Pound Sterling's interview because there's a bit of context that needs to be had here.
Not getting involved.
Yeah.
What I will say, now that it looks like, what's his name? Pinky's left, right?
Yeah.
So I'll say
He'll
now.
be back.
You think he's going to be back?
Come on, man.
All right, well, while he's left, I will say, because I didn't say nothing before, but Pinky reached out to me from a long time, like from a few months ago.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah.
Obviously, we knew in-house. Like, he reached out to me. He wanted my phone number. I wouldn't give my phone number because we're not, I don't know him like that.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine, like a proper person, was like, he wants to speak to you. I was like, but I said, all right, then just put him on three-way call with me. But when I spoke to him, he was kind of on something different to what they were on.
Yeah, 100%.
And was just wanted it to be clear
that, told me still.
he wanted it to be clear that he's not really on what they're on over there. And I just said to him, listen, it's cool.
Yeah.
No problem. It's whatever, innit? Like,
it's love. Yeah, it's cool.
We do what we do over here. Don't worry about that. So if that's the movie he's making, that's up to him. I hope it works out for him. But I didn't speak on it before because it was said. You know my thing. We won't speak on it.
Stan definitely ain't having him back now after you. He definitely ain't having him back now after.
He's left already.
Yeah, he's left already.
I stuck to my part. I didn't say a word. This is months ago,
So months
ago.
Man was sitting on the sofa all this time and he was all chatting to the.
Months ago. You look at how many months you reckon roughly?
Right. Where are we in now? Up around Christmas.
No, I think it was. It was after that. I think it's about.
No, it was early. Starting the year.
It's about 3 to 4 months ago.
That's a lot.
Now, if I'm being honest, Pound Sterling is, definitely being messy here because he starts this off with saying, not getting involved, and then he gets involved straight away. And, I'm not sure what his intentions was, but, Pinky could have done anything with this, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, Pound Sterling, it might have seemed like he was speaking to the ops and whatever, but this is only a podcast. This isn't real beef. This isn't that sort of thing. It's not like, Pinky was trying to get on the show or anything like that. So he didn't say anything that much damning, but Pinky decided that he was going to go after Pounds. And the thing is, if he had just simply went to his old interview and played that clip, that could have put everything to bed because, Young Spray kind of tried to do, well, he'd done the exact same thing with Pinky. Look at this clip here.
First, you remember the second time we spoke, when we spoke about deading the whole situation?
Was that you I spoke to? Imagine I was thinking today, was it you or Arms?
No, you spoke to Sonic.
Was it Sonic? It was you, innit? It was you I spoke to, innit? Before, like,
Yeah, the first time.
the first time, but did I speak to Arms as well?
You did.
I did.
Briefly, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But who did I squash it with? Arms? Or you?
Spoke to me.
Was it you what we
he's got
first-
bad memory.
Of
He's
course I got bad memory. But
Yeah,
I'm
he's
saying,
got
was
bad
that the
memory.
initial, when I said, yo, bro, do. So, okay. So you need your flowers as well then. I thought it was Arms that needs the flowers, son.
Nah, you spoke to Sonic.
I don't know
Sonic-
why I thought it was Arms.
No, you
Did I
spoke-
speak to Arms?
You might have spoke to him briefly. Yeah, but me and you was reading.
From the Twitter or something. When
Yeah.
we got a pattern. Yeah, I think I got a pattern with Sonic first.
Yeah.
I got a pattern with you first, innit? From the Twitter or whatever. And then we was, do you know what I mean? And I said, look, blood, He said, all right, he's going to try and speak to whoever he's going to try and speak to. Because at that time, nothing's gone on.
Right.
And bare people's in jail. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I've even clocked, my man's cool. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Little, like, do you know, like, he's just cool, innit? Like, you know the thing as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, yeah, we need to sort that out. And to be fair, at that time as well, bare man's steppers or whatever, them youths that was really, they're in jail. So whoever's outside, it's mad. It's binds, you get me?
So I think we can conclude on that note that, this whole Pinky situation or Pinky being a snake, it just isn't true. It's a load of nonsense and, it's been pushed and made into this narrative, which really isn't true. And we could have left it just at that, nothing else to be said. But Pinky decided, that he was going to make a whole statement on this thing. And I'm just so confused about it because, there isn't really much different than he's saying. But, there is one key element. So I'm just going to play this clip for you.
We've gone on the freeway now, and then I spoke to my man and I said, bruv, like, if we stop mentioning you lot, like, are you not gonna stop mentioning us? Because I just think this is an idiot thing. Like, no one's been touched, no one's happened. It's an idiot thing. Like, let's just stop mentioning each other. We don't need to mention each other. He turned around and said, oh, man's on that, but I don't think that Spray will be on that. I said, well, I can't talk for Spray, but I can have a word with him and see what I want. If he's not on that, then cool. If he is, then cool. Do you get it? Yeah? My man's like, cool. That was it wasn't nothing about, like, you're talking like I phoned you and said, blood, like, I'm on RTM, but, like, when you see me, like, just please don't move to me. I'm not involved. Like, bro, no, bro. Like, my phone just said, bro, like, do you not want to stop doing this? Because we can stop doing this if you don't want to stop doing this, yeah? He said, yeah, like, man's on that. Man won't mention you. I said, cool, bet. Yeah, I phone Spray. I said, Spray. I said, bro, this is exactly what I even said to Spray. I said, bro, do you know what you're doing, bro, yeah? It's like you're clashing an MC that you've got way more views and way more clout than. You're giving them clout. Like, why are we even doing this? Like, well, you're not on stop mentioning them and then they won't mention us? My man turned around and said, fuck that, yeah? And he said whatever he said after that. I was like, all right, you know what? Cool. And I left it there.
Now, as I've stated before, Pinky has this weird obsession with, talking about him being the aggressor or being the bigger person or, badder man, because I'm very confused on why he needs to explain this Pound Sterling story, exactly how Pound Sterling has explained it, but added the element of him not being soft when, it seems like you're okay with, Chronic and Young Spray making you look soft or anyone who comes on the RTM show who's a guest that, decides to get onto you. But as soon as it's someone like Pound Sterling making a basic statement saying that you wasn't on what Young Spray is on, because, Young Spray a bit, off his head sometimes, yeah, like no disrespect, but at the same time he was saying that you was just a more calmer person than Chronic and Young Spray. But now it's like you want to be in the category of those guys, and this is why I'm saying it's confusing and Made You Think even tried to come and save Pinky, but it was just too late for Made You Think because Pinky had already put out this statement and made himself look like a fool, and it just embarrassed Pinky because I don't understand why you couldn't just leave it alone, because Bounds is just out here looking for clicks. But let me show you this clip of Made You Think anyway.
Pinky's reached out to me, obviously thinking, now you've got a relationship with Pounds, innit? Now, when he's reached out to me, again, I'm somebody I suss things out, I read the situation. I'm gonna be completely honest, he was never from a place of being a snake, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Things are getting to a place where you can go where there's no return. You know, like everyone see online the other day, people are talking about people's family members that passed away. People are talking about pulling up each other's mum's house, and that when things get to that point, there's no return. Do you get what I'm saying? He's reached out to me and saying, like, what are they on? What is it like? Is there any way? Boom, boom, boom. Because obviously, where he's going, it doesn't actually make sense because we're actually all just doing podcasts. Because he wants to know where is it really at? Is there any way things can just everybody stay in their corner? That's what he's ringing for. Before it gets to a point where, remember, he's just joined the podcast them times as well. He's gonna have to inherit whatever. If he goes to that place, he's gonna have to inherit it. As big men, saying, bro, if he hasn't get to that and there's a way he can stop to that, let's see what we can do. Cool. I've called Pounds, whatever. I'm saying, I'm explaining it wherever I can. I'm vouching for Pinky as well. So Pounds even entertained it because I'm vouching for Pinky, whatever. So Pounds is that cool. But Pounds, being a smart, he's thinking, he's not exchanging numbers. This is what Pounds told me, but this is what I'm picking up. He's like, do a freeway, because I think like he's thinking everything has to be accounted for if there's different parties, if there's someone that's evident. So after I called Pinky back, I've done a freeway. And a conversation, again, it wasn't messy. There was no one bad-minded anyone. Nobody snaked nobody spoke bad of anybody. It wasn't like that kind of conversation, bro. It was more of a conversation, what is it? Obviously, everybody let off where their stance is in the situation. Nobody was looking weak. Nobody said nothing weak. Nobody was like, waving white flags. People said exactly how they felt and what it was. Do you get what I'm saying? And where their stance is. And the conversation was like, ended in a sense where like, cool. If you're willing to stop whatever, if he's willing to stop whatever. Again, Pinky was very clear that he can't control my man. Do you get it? He can speak to my man, but he can't control my man. If he speaks to my man leaves it, and you lot leave it, then we can just leave it and we can just coexist and stay in our corner. People were trying to do things from a grown, mature perspective. And
Like when you hear Made You Think story, you can actually understand, the whole situation from like a clearer perspective. Because at the end of the day, Made You Think is quite a good guy. He doesn't do anything too much. He just plays his role, does his thing, and there's nothing wrong with that because he's got a major following from just doing that. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to gas and lie about things. Whereas Pinky has come into this weird obsession of making sure that people are scared of him via the internet. And he said it multiple times that he feels that RTM has made him look like a victim, and even 19-year-olds would rob him. So this is something that he has to constantly do to make sure that people are aware that he's on binds, go on these mad rants and act, all tough in these situations. But, it's just not necessary, and no one really cares how you acted. We just want to know whether or not you had this conversation or not. And it wasn't really all that bad. And then the thing is, Remain Relevant TV caught onto this, and he just had a field day. And this is the thing, Pinky thinks by some weird coincidence that he's going to be able to remain friends with Remain Relevant TV, but it's just not going to happen because Remain Relevant TV just has no liking for Pinky whatsoever.
We don't understand why that boy, sardine face, fashion ras boy from down there, sir, was doing chattings like he owns FTM.
And Pinky putting out this next statement is just like, it's really starting to become very beggy with RRTV.
Now, the minute I go places and I discuss my life and things that I'm a part of, why'd you keep mentioning this, but no one's got no energy for all these other weirdos like the irrelevant guy and the bionic whatever the fuck and this other new guy that's just popped up. I'm not even gonna say his name because no one don't even know about him like that. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm just gonna start with the irrelevant youth with the fucking tight up fucking plaits that start at the middle of the back of his head. Get rid of that, bro. Like, I don't know who told you that in your life. That looks mental. Yeah. Anyway, don't get twisted, yeah. Man, that can actually be funny, innit? Yeah.
My guy, where was your what when you was getting bad up?
I was laughing as well, do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, cool, whatever, do you get what I'm saying? But he chats bare shit, bro. Like, you went on a big internet and you told everybody, Vic, he was the middle guy. Who told you that? Who told you it was Vic? Or did you see it in a comment and just, because you're so gagging for views, you're gagging to be relevant, you're the beg. You're not even from London, but you're just there in all of our lives. You're a fanboy, bro. Like, what do you do? Like, you just sit all day and just watch man's content to just chat shit at your big age. And you think you're saying something clever because 1, 2 people in your comments gassing you up. You weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you just say bare fake news and you just try and do some negative thing and da. Me, I'm gonna start doing reactions as well, whatever, but I'm not trying to be on a negative thing, but I definitely will be addressing when people are chatting shit like this donor. I'm not even gonna say too much right now because I've got bare bands for him, but I'm not even gonna let it go right now. I'm gonna chill out. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to make it about that. But yeah, but my man's a fucking weirdo, blood. But I watched, literally, I had to catch up on 3 of them. Yeah, the last 3 that he did in the last 2 days, but it's like, it's just a weirdo, blood. It's like, you're obsessed with, man. You get me? Fashion, ration, that's just...
Bearing in mind, Pinky thought the last thing, that RR done when he was talking about himself and Bobby's Khan was actually funny, the little sound effects that he made and stuff like that. And I thought it was funny. But what I thought also is that if you're doing an interview with Bobby and then, RR starts talking about him like this, I think you should have just left it alone and said, you know what, I really hated it, because it just seems like another snake move.
Make me take your tea and sell it on eBay. If you're so hard and bad boy, put up your P, winner takes all. Prove to the internet, use what you claim for be. Put 50 up, winner takes all, my guy. Use light work. You for shut your mouth. Look a dirty tramp. Fashion ras sardine boy from Dong Deso. Done with you. Use light work. Bobby Kapingi from Dong Deso. Let me get this right. You want to push up yourself and shrub up your ass self too, Kapingi boy from Dong Deso. Look a dirty boy. Let me get this right. Didn't your brother get peppered and he changed his life? Because he was never really a bad boy. He was just in a gang, look a beg. In fact, when he got peppered, my guy, what did you do? Did you cry? Was it hurting your feelings? Was your heart burnt, my guy?
Now, what I'm saying is, if Remain Relevant TV speaks like this about Bobby, someone you've just done an interview with, and you act like it's all funny and all of these things, it just shows that Pinky really, it just got a double standard at this point. And clearly, like I said, Bobby didn't find this funny either. And this was proof in this clip I'm going to show you right here.
You can't talk on me, man. You can't talk on me, right? No one knows nothing you've ever done. No one even knows you. You're actually not known by anybody at all. Nobody knows you. You just come from the internet. You're a troll. Like what? You live off Quay somewhere. Nobody knows you. You can't chat for my brother. My brother's a bad boy. Are you mad? My brother's a bad boy. What are you on about? Right? Listen, right? We don't say too much, right? We don't say too much. But ask about Peckham. Any bad man you want to talk about in Peckham, and we've had it with them. We've had it with them. People have come from my mum's house, whoever it is. Anyone you want to name, right? We've had it with them. Anyone from Peckham you want to name, we've had it with them. You can't chat to my brother. My brother's a bad boy. He forced him to jump off road. He don't force to jump. Talking your shit, right? No one wants to hear it. Don't get me wrong, you're funny. That's all you are. You're funny, but you're never gonna elevate to nothing. Your merchandise is failure. Sure.
So we all know that Remain Relevant TV is going to, have some responses at some point. But as of the recording of this video, there has been none. But then, Pinky also mentioned something that, I think Remain Relevant TV, kind of took offense to. And this, made him, talk about, let me just show you the clip, because to be fair, I don't know why Pinky done this to himself.
Fashion ras boy from Dong Deso. Come with chat about airline, my guy. When your coconut, your airline start 2 inch off your coconut on the on the big internet. Make me look at that ras coconut on the big internet, and you want come with chat. You fish shut your mouth. You look a beg. Burglar boy want come with chat. You burgle cribs to go in and look at women in their knickers, my guy. You is no bad boy. You get catch and strap, you go jail for burglary, and you want come chat about bando, and you live in a bando.
So we can conclude on that, guys, that, Pinky, like I said, doesn't really know what he's talking about. Hopefully his podcast does well on all of these things, and, he becomes a more evolved character in the world of social media. But, we'll see how that goes anyway. I'm not going to throw any shade. But, guys, I hope you like this one. Like, share, subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one.